right, let's talk sports fans. Thanks for tuning in.
Hey, let's have ourselves a show. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Fanboys Unleashed, mock draft extravaganza, or as I like to call it, mock draft mayhem. That's right. We here at the Let's Go Sports Show are in the middle of NFL draft season. Now, sure, there's the NBA playoffs. Sure, there's MLB. Shoot, there's even soccer. But guess what? The NFL dominates all at the end of the day. And everybody's got a mock draft. I've got a mock draft. Bradley's got a mock draft. Our dead ancestors have a mock draft. Our dog has a mock draft. Our cat has a mock draft. You get the idea. Bradley, how are you, sir?
Doing good. Sam, how you doing, man?
Oh, I'm good. I've just been spending all day going, do I pick this guy? Do I pick this guy? I don't know. But, you know, I think that's all part of it. But, hey, this is the week we're in, and Thursday, I think we are making the trek up to Detroit as I go to watch it live in front of everybody. It'll be exciting.
It'll be awesome.
Oh, I can't wait. So, we're going through anything. So I don't see anything on the recent news. There's a bunch of players there that are in off-season workouts, but that's not too surprising, right? Whole new system, everything like that. They've got to do it.
Yeah. I mean, it's just a nervous spell of Burks and Phillips. That's most about it. That's all I've been hearing about.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. No, they didn't. This guy isn't here, and this guy. Yeah, pretty much. It's always the questions. Everybody's just. I mean, the off-season workouts are important to some degree, but we shouldn't put them on a pedestal too much. Okay, these guys have lives. They have to do things. The season's a long season. They can't just sit there and grind on the practice field. Okay, it'll cause an injury for all we know. But voluntary workouts are on, and it looks like most of the team is there, and it looks like it's all coming together. Plus, we got them doing their own sketch impressions. What's up, brother? Special teams. Special teams. Yeah. Always.
I'm confused about that.
Yeah, I know. A bunch of the boomers, are on Facebook like, what does that mean? And I'm like, oh, of course you don't know. You're so out of touch. But anyway, draft time is always fun. You get new toys as your team. As you hope they're new toys and that they can be used to help the team all come together. I mean, like, looking around, though, there's only one guy left, really, from the John Robinson era, isn't it? And it's Big Jeffrey Simmons. The guy that they drafted with a torn ACL is the one that is still there. Amazing to me. Absolutely amazing. I don't know how it happened. So.
Well, I mean, key contributor, pretty much. I mean, it's still Caleb Farley, but I mean, I'm still rooting for him, but
I feel you. But yeah, we got. So I guess it's time for mock draft time.
Let's do it.
I feel like there should be some like dramatic music here, like something from Beethoven, dun 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 dun, or something like that. Yeah, dun 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 dun. Something along those lines.
I can bring the drum set out and do something.
We will. We're mostly doing Titans mock draft or whatnot, but we'll go ahead and do the first round all the way up to 7 and what we think was going to happen. And because that's really going to set the pace for everything about what we're going to do and everything like that. And a lot of people think it's the Chargers that are going to dictate that. I disagree. It's the Giants that are going to dictate that. That's how I see it. But anyway, first off, we're pick number 1 in the 2024 draft. The Chicago Bears are going to take Caleb Williams. I know, what a shocker. There's a guy out there who, he has all the tools. He has all the, the guy that the demeanor, the whatever it is, he's got it, right? If you're a GM, you look at that going, I can fine tune this guy and he's going to be amazing or whatnot. It is also the Chicago Bears, so they will draft this guy and everything will go down the toilet very quickly. But Caleb Williams, probably the most gifted quarterback in this draft, you think? Oh,
in college, yes.
Nervous.
In college, yes. But the thing about, one, I think he is good, not his talent. I do think I didn't like his draft combine interview. It kind of rubbed me the wrong way with the answer that he gave.
I think it rubbed a lot of people the wrong way.
Yeah. But when you come out of Pac-12, where there's basically no defense being played, Justin Herbert emerged as good. I know there's Michael Penix Jr. from Washington. I know there's going to be a lot of eyes on him. I think Caleb Williams is good. The problem is he's going to Chicago. They never had a great, successful quarterback. Their best quarterback of all time is Jay Cutler, it wasn't bad. But it's Jay Cutler. He's not a bad quarterback. It's just like, it's like, hey, here's your brand new car. It's cool. It'll get you to A and B, but I know. I think it was Colin. I can't never remember his name. I hate listening. So like, oh, he be the next Patrick Mahomes. Don't say that. Come on, man. You can't put anybody. First of all, Patrick Mahomes landed the perfect system. He got drafted by Andy Reid. He sat behind Alex Smith. Kind of asked for a better situation. Caleb Williams going to Chicago. They do have a decent offensive line. They do got weapons, but it's the Bears. When you watch the highlights of Justin Fields, he wasn't bad. He threw some perfect good balls that were just dropped. Now they probably could fix it with Keenan Allen being there. Surprisingly, he went there, but it is what it is. It's going to be Caleb Williams. I think he's good, but it's the Bears. The history is so against him. I don't know. You just don't know how the future's going to work out.
Right, no, I get it. I get it.
I root for him. I hope he does good, but it's Chicago. It's cold. Right. It's windy. It's in a tough division where the Lions are emerging, and Vikings are kind of not looking. Vikings. I don't know. Vikings are Vikings, but Packers, Jordan Love's emerging too. So good luck to Caleb Williams, but he will be the number one.
Yeah, no, for certain. As my dog barks at my wife walking in through the house. Number 2, Washington Commanders. I think.
There's some talks.
Yeah, I think they're taking Drake May. That's what I think. I think it's going to I know that May's been going up and down people's draft boards, but it doesn't stop him from having the size and the arm and everything like that. A lot of these NFL coaches see a guy with all the intangibles and say, I can make something out of this guy. And I think the Commanders have something going for them, right? You've got a coach that was kind of last minute after Brad Johnson said he didn't want the job. And it's kind of out there, that story. So here they are trying to make it work. They really got to have a QB in there, and they have to have a QB that works. And because they have Marcus Mariota right now, and I'm sorry, that's just not going to cut it. Sorry for all the Titans fans that really love Marcus Mariota for blind loyalty, you know what I mean? But Drake May is who I have going to Commanders. Who do you have?
I got Drake May going to Commanders too.
Yeah.
New England is a trade up and get them.
Oh.
If New England pushes up, and I know New England said they might trade back, but I know there's been some talk I got Drake May going number 2 overall. Whether it's the Washington or New England, I know there's Jalen Daniels too from LSU being thrown in there. I like Jalen Daniels. Problem is he just has that RG3 build for me that kind of worries me. He's got to add some muscle to survive in the NFL, even though the NFL is soft as it is, protecting players. But, you know, you can still get injured. But I know they got Jalen Daniels and Drake May. I would pick Drake May. I would have him sit for a year. Don't throw him in right away because Washington is very similar to Chicago. Without the weapons, they don't have a lot there to go with. And I don't think their offensive line is that good. They're in a brutal division with the Eagles and Cowboys. So I would draft Drake May. Sit him. But, yeah, I love Drake May. Size and the arm strength. I actually wanted Drake May if we didn't have Will Levis. Mm-hmm. And if we had a high draft pick, that's what I wanted to get. And then have him sit for a year. But, yeah, Drake May, number 2 overall. I agree.
Yeah. If you give Washington's up there with some good young wide receivers on either side. I just feel like if they get the right quarterback, it can work out for them. I'm not saying they're going to blast off to the moon or something like that, but anything's better than last year, I suppose. So
still got Terry McLaurin. That's the great side. Still got Terry McLaurin.
Terry McLaurin is so good. He is so good. Number 3. Yeah, number 3 it's the third quarterback time. This is where Jaden Daniels goes. It's the New England Patriots. But, I'm not really wild about Daniels like a lot of people are. I think he's just kind of what's the term? A jag. He's just a guy. I don't like talking about that, but hey, this is what people that talk about sports do. He's kind of slight, you know. If he goes up to New England, it looks like he probably will. I just don't see that working out up there. Do you?
I'm gonna go with a shocker here, and we see it every draft. We saw it with back when Mahomes was drafted. The Bears drafted Mitch Trubisky. So I'm going to throw my little plot twist here. I think the New England Patriots are going to shock everybody. I think they're going to draft ahead of Minnesota, ahead of the Giants. I think they're going to draft J.J. McCarthy.
Oh, you think they're going to get
The reason why, if they don't trade up to get Drake May, I don't know. Maybe I could be wrong, but New England, I don't think they want a guy like Jaden Daniels in New England. If you go with J.J. McCarthy, you get a guy who's a system quarterback, but he's used to playing in cold Connecticut, New England weather. He's from Michigan. He played Michigan. He plays those cold games. Jalen Daniels from LSU. It's pretty warm there all the time. But I could be wrong. I'm just saying. I'm going to say if I had to throw a little plot twist in there, I would throw J.J. McCarthy at number 3. I don't see now. In my personal opinion, I don't think J.J. is a top 10 pick. I don't think he was ready to leave Michigan, but he had no choice. Basically, because I don't think he would have wanted to come back to Michigan if Jim Harbaugh left. But if anybody would shock anybody, New England would be the team to do it. So I'm just going to throw my first little curveball in there, and I'm going to say J.J. McCarthy number 3 overall.
I like it.
If I'm right, I'm right. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong.
It's almost well, hey, don't let it ruin you. Mel Kiper's wrong all the time. They still call him an expert, don't they? So I think you're in good company. Except you have better hair. Okay. Just saying. I have poured some more Dr. Pepper into my cup. Therefore, it's time for pick number 4. Delicious. I think we will both be in a consensus on this one. Pick number 4, Arizona Cardinals, Marvin Harrison Jr. I don't think I have to really talk about this kid. This guy is amazing. This is the guy, right? It's a little weird how he's been acting during the off season, but this guy's probably the best, if not one of the best I think it's him and Neighbors. I think those are the two top dogs. Okay, and I couldn't tell you which one's number one. I couldn't tell you which one's number two. Maybe one's 1 and maybe the other one's 1.5. I don't know, but I mean, you got to take Marvin Harrison Jr. if you can, and he's right there. So, yeah.
So, one of the big 3 wide receivers, obviously, Harrison, Neighbors, Rome from Washington. I would say Marvin Harrison goes number 4 if Minnesota, New York Giants, Chargers don't trade up. Because we all know Arizona needs a wide receiver. They're gonna stick with Murray, which he hasn't been bad, but the injuries are killing him in his career right now. They gotta keep him healthy. I know I saw one mock draft, they Joe Alt at number 4 going to Arizona. I saw a mock draft, they said Joe Alt going number 5 to the Chargers. I'm like, they got a great left tackle in Los Angeles. They don't need an offensive lineman right now. So it depends. But if no one trades up, I agree. Marvin Harrison Jr. will be going in number 4. He's just too good. He got the size, he got the speed. Plus, his dad is Marvin Harrison. So good job on shoulders.
Yeah. You can't say he didn't learn anything from Daddy if he comes out and does all that. All right, we're gonna try something, Bradley. Take off the headphones. It's making your voice sound like a robot.
All right, let me take that off.
Yeah.
All right, let me. I was about to send you a message real quick. All right, let me get back out of this.
No, it's okay. You're fine. Fanboys Unleashed is brought to you by fans like you and me. And by the way, if you're not a Titans fan, or even if you are, there's plenty of shows on the Let's Talk Sports Network. Go to the YouTube page. I can probably share it in the comments for you. And
earpiece is out. That sound better?
Oh, you sound 10 times better. 10 times better.
All right,
anything you need from the Let's Talk Sports Network, look it up. You have a good time. Okay, welcome back.
And to my fans, I apologize. I'm on my phone. My laptop is in. It's getting fixed.
There's plenty of times we've all had to go to the phones, and it's always like, "Hey, how's everybody doing?" It's like shake cam in a horror movie. So, yeah, Blair Witch up in here. But you, it's Marvin Harrison Jr. I just don't see anything different. Maybe if there's an Arizona Cardinal fan in here or somebody with a different opinion, feel free to write in. But I just don't see anything different.
Yeah, Arizona has a lot of stuff, but they need a receiver. They lost Hollywood Brown. We got DeAndre Hopkins from them last year, so
right.
I mean, they might draft Neighbors or Rome. You just never know. You just never know. It's always something. Something always surprises us during drafting.
Yeah, there's a swerve that's going to happen. We just don't know where it's going to be. That's how it comes down to. Number 5, the Los Angeles Chargers. They're going to take Malik Neighbors. That's my guess. I think they're going to take Neighbors because I don't believe in the left tackle talk that Harbaugh says. Like, are we really going to sit here and act like Harbaugh's this shining beacon of honesty when it comes to things, especially in draft talk? Everybody lies during the draft, or they just tell half truths until it gets to Thursday night and they try to pick up what they really want. But I think it's Malik Neighbors. That's what I think. Thoughts?
I'm still going with the. I know we did way back my first mock draft. I'm still going Brock Bowers at number 5. I know it's extremely rare and high for a tight end, but Chargers had Phillip Rivers, Antonio Gates. Maybe they try to do something with Herbert and Bowers. I know that they do need a wide receiver. I mean, they lost the Chargers. Sorry, Garth, my buddy Garth. When you watch this later, sorry, but they lost. They did sign J.K. Dobbins to replace Eckler, but he can't stay healthy.
Right.
They got Joshua Palmer, but outside that, they lost Allen. They released Mike Williams due to his injuries. They lost Jared Everett. So it's receiver, tight end, but I got a feeling I'm still gonna go Brock Bowers. I could be wrong, but I don't know. Just
Come on,
maybe
Mel
Herbert.
Kiper, get it together, man. Get it together. Yeah, no, I feel you. I feel you. Okay, now this is going to be interesting because this is where we're going to differ. Number 6,
Yeah.
New York Giants. This is where I have J.J. McCarthy. And I think for obvious reasons, because we have entered the era where you just pay a quarterback not to pay for you anymore, i.e., Russell Wilson being paid $85 million to play for the Steelers. And it looks like it's the way that things are going to go for, who's the Giants QB? Daniel Jones. It looks like that's go for him as well. J.J. McCarthy comes on in to the great shining new hope of New York Giants football. Technically, all of New York's football teams at this point, because it's all bad. I mean, Aaron Rodgers might be coming back, and everybody's excited about it. But I think the Giants need a spark, and maybe J.J. McCarthy gives it to him. I'm with you. I'm not very high on him like everybody seems to be, but we'll see. So I have J.J. McCarthy to the New York Giants at number 6. Who do you have the Giants taking?
So this is interesting, like you said, because Minnesota is very high on J.J. McCarthy. If they trade up, Minnesota goes to number 6. And if J.J. McCarthy's still there, because if New England doesn't snag him like I predicted, then I will say, well, since I took Drake May off, I think if Giants stay at 6, they will draft Malik Neighbors because they need a receiver. If Minnesota goes at number 6 and trades up to get that 6th pick, I think they go Jalen Daniels because they need a quarterback really bad there in Minnesota. I don't know why they paid Daniel Jones all that money. Should have went to Barkley, who deserved it more. Now he's in Philly, and it's gonna be a thorn in Giants fans all season. But yeah, I'm gonna go with Malik Neighbors at number 6 if the Giants keep it. I don't think they should. I think they should go quarterback. Daniel Jones is not it, but
nope.
I'm not the Giants GM.
There's the swerve.
Right.
Finally, we're at number 7. Before we give our picks, the most important pick. I don't care about anything else. The most important pick. Before I do that, ring, ring, somebody calls you. What are they offering? What are they going to offer you to make you trade that pick? What are they offering?
If they say it's
Minnesota, somebody like that.
So it's like someone that's not too far behind us in the draft. If they gave us their pick and an offensive lineman that's good, then I would take it. And then we can draft Dallas Turner as an edge rusher to go with Harold Landry and Jeffrey Simmons, or draft Rome for Washington to replace Burks. Because the way I see it, like my dream pick would be Marvin Harrison Jr. going to the Titans, which won't happen. We're just too far back, and we can't trade up. So that sucks. But if someone offered us their like 10th, 9th, 8th pick, whatever, and a good offensive lineman that we need, then I would take it, and then draft Rome if he's still available, because I just don't trust Burks. And if we draft Rome, that can be DeAndre Hopkins' replacement because he's 31. He's in the last year of his deal. Then we could put Calvin Ridley in the slot and then develop the receiver that we should have kept in A.J. Brown. I think Rand Carthorne is not going to make that mistake like John Robinson did. But if we don't, it will be Joe Alt. I don't know if 3 wide receivers will go in the first 7 picks. That would be insane. But
it would be nuts.
I mean, I don't know, man. The Bengals had 3 good wide receivers, and it's a brutal situation because of the whole, DeAndre Hopkins, Calvin Ridley, and then it's what really makes this an interesting pick is someone going to trade? Are we going to trade back? But when everybody's like, let's draft Brock Bowers. Like when I hear that, I'm like, why replace Chig when we know Chig has shown signs of getting better?
Right.
If you want to replace anybody as a weapon, I'd rather draft a wide receiver and get Burks out of there because he has not one touchdown and 2 seasons with 12 missed games due to 2 concussions is not. And the scary part is, and it's sad to say, you got 2 concussions and he's what, 23 years old max, I think.
Mm-hmm.
His head's not going to get any better. If he gets hit one more time or just land hard on his head, it's going to be another concussion. So you might, and plus, Rand Carthorne didn't draft Traylon Burks. Brian Callahan, and this is what I always tell Titans fans, we don't know what goes on in the front office. Brian Callahan, Ryan Carthorne could be going, hey, do we really trust in Burks? Do we really believe Burks is going to develop into something good? Because the track record's saying no.
Right. But
they do need an offensive tackle, right or left, either one. So if Malik Neighbors is there or Rome, I got them going receiver, but it's a tough choice. And this is why Ryan Carthorne's going. Shout out to Ryan Carthorne. He killed it this offseason, and he did good last year's draft. But the good news is
doing everything possible. That is for sure.
Yeah. And the good news is, and this is the big one for me, with this draft class being so deep at tackle, you could draft a decent tackle in the second round because you got Papa Callahan there. But wide receiver, like Traylon Burks, I don't see the skill or the development being done. Now, under Callahan, it could change, but like I said, that concussion can come back at any time. And that's the last thing we need as a Titans fan. Oh, game 1 of the season, Traylon Burks concussion. So I got, if Malik Neighbors is there, it's going to be him. If not, Joe Alt, left tackle for Notre Dame at number 7. That's my choice.
Gotcha. If I'm getting a trade, we're swapping our first round positions. Then I want a second and third from you as well. Because I don't have a third round draft pick, but I'll take 2 twos. Right, I'll take 2 twos, and then I'm guaranteed to get a tackle and whatever else I need with the second, and I'll have a third. So I like that, but that's my asking price. You can't, like, if we were lower, you could ask for a first next year or something like that. I don't know if that's I don't think you can do that right now. The only reason I would think it would change up is if J.J. McCarthy isn't taken yet, and then the Broncos are going to try to sell you everything to try to get that spot. And if they try to get that spot, or Minnesota, they try to get that spot. If it's Minnesota, I want Jefferson. That's what I want. But you're not going to get him, so they probably turn. But I'm definitely getting your first next year, because if you want your quarterback, you're going to pay for it. As far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, that's why I feel like I was so shocked when Denver cut Russell Wilson, because I'm like, you guys are far back in the draft. And I know there is rumors that they were looking to trade Pat Surtain away. I'm like, if that's true, you guys are idiots, because he's young and he's a great corner. You trade him. Ouch. So, I mean, to release Russell Wilson like that is just, especially in that division with the Chiefs and the Chargers. I mean, I know Chargers don't have any weapons for Justin Herbert, but at least they got Justin Herbert, and they got a top 5 pick. The Broncos, I don't know. I think Sean Payton may have bit the bullet there. That was a shocking move. A shocking move.
Right, but I think the Titans get calls if J.J. McCarthy is still out there. That's what I think. Other than that, I think the Broncos, if they don't move down, I think the Broncos are going to take Bo Nix and get the heck out of there. I know, but I mean they got to.
I'm a huge Oregon Duck fan, as we all know. I love my Oregon quarterbacks, but Bo Nix,
years old.
The issue with Bo Nix, and this is my red flag, is that he left the SEC to go play in the Pac-12, which is.
I can't stand it.
That the SEC, if I wanted my son to go play in a conference, to become a great athlete, player, especially football, I want him to go to the SEC.
Right. Come
Not
on
the
down.
Pac-12.
No.
I could be wrong, but I'm just saying SEC, Georgia, Florida, Alabama.
I don't think you're wrong. I mean, I live down here. It is the tops of football. It's just how it is.
LSU. I mean, the SECs is so tough. I'd rather have an SEC. I think if you play in the SEC, you become better. To go to the Pac-12 where there's no defense being played, it's taking away from your skill set.
Yeah. No, I feel you. I feel you. Okay. Here it is, the pick. I'm taking Joe Alt. You don't have a choice to me. If Joe Alt is there, you don't have a choice. That's how I see it. It's got to be him. That is a man that will anchor the left tackle position for years and years, maybe more than a decade. If you get that guy, you have. I am hopeful that he is there. I'm hopeful that he is there. I'm hopeful we make that call. Now I'll give you an alternate storyline, like a Marvel universe, another multiverse of madness here. If he's gone, I think it's Rono Dunes. That's what I think. Is that how you say his name? Adunes? Is it Adunes?
It sounds right.
Right. That's who I think they will take, because if Joe's not there, I might as well get one of these receivers, one of these top 5 wide receivers here, and go ahead and get ready to move on from Burks. But I prefer O'Dunes more than Neighbors, not because the talent-wise or anything, but I like a tall receiver that I could throw the 50-50 ball to. If I can just throw it up to him and he's going to fight for it, then I feel good about my chances of doing that. But like I said, alt, not to borrow a football phrase, but alt or nothing, man. Alt or nothing, all right? We got to have this guy.
The Giants pick is what's gonna.
We talked about that. Yeah, the Giants is going to be the deciding point of what's going to happen, because everything changes if J.J. McCarthy is not taken. Everything changes.
Yeah. The Giants might just shock everybody and say, "Hey, we might just draft Joe Alt."
That they would.
That would be crazy.
Very well.
That would be insane.
Oh, yeah. Well, like you said, this is a tackle-rich draft. You can get somebody down the line. Okay, we have done our obligation. We have filled out all the way to 7. So now
Homework done. Next pick.
Yeah. Next pick. Yep. That was fun. Round 2 is pick 38. I'm not super pumped about this one, but I did it anyway. I did defensive line Darius Robinson. That's who I went for. I just feel like another guy to put there to Big Jeff, the loss of Carl, Autry.
Yeah. Some big losses there.
Give me Darius Robinson. And I got to make sure I get this right. Yeah, Darius Robertson, Missouri, I'd like to say. Defensive line Darius Robinson for me, crucial depth to the defensive line, and a guy that could really, really stop the run when you need him to.
I agree. That's a good one.
Mm-hmm. Who you got?
So mine, I don't really have a pick. I don't have a certain player in mind.
Mm-hmm.
But let's just say Joe Alt, first to go. Second round, depending on who's there, I think wide receiver or maybe a linebacker or maybe even an edge rusher, depending on who's there. Just because if you ask me, okay, we all know we need a tackle. That's the Titans' first thing they need to address. If you ask me what's the second position, I would say edge rusher or linebacker. I do like Otis Reese. The problem is I don't know how good he will be. And then we do need an edge rusher to complement Harold Landry. and help Jeffrey Simmons. So it could be Darius Robinson. I don't hate that pick. I actually think that's a good pick. Just watching other mock drafts.
Thanks.
Not a bad pick. But I would say linebacker to go with Kenneth Murray Jr. or edge rusher. That's why I don't have a certain player in mind. But with the second pick, 38, it's still pretty high. I would say one of those 2 high draft picks.
I like it.
38's a good pick. 38's not bad. It's still pretty high. No third-round pick kills us. That sucks.
That's why if somebody trades down, I'm getting a third-round pick. I'm getting one.
Exactly.
Round 4 is pick 106. I think it's time to get a linebacker. How about you? Give me Jeremiah Trotter Jr. From Clemson. Yeah. That's another run-stopping guy. He's a little light, but I do think it's good to be a little light sometimes because people love to pass to these tight ends or whatnot. I don't think they're trying to draft or get another Aziz Al-Shaair. I think they're trying to get somebody who's a little more solid that can smack somebody. I imagine he will put on some weight and he will become quite the thumper in two-tone blue. Pick number 4.
Two-tone blue.
That's right. Oh.
I'm going to go with I'll agree. I'll go with Jeremiah Trotter Jr. I will agree with that. I like that pick. Good linebacker, solid. Doesn't add muscle. Hopefully he can get – I don't know how good his pass coverage skills is. I would like to have a linebacker who can do both. We got Dr. Jack Gibby, but he's kind of the same boat as Otis Reese. It's just like we don't know how good he can be. But definitely need a linebacker to help Kenneth Murray Jr. And if Kenneth Murray Jr. gets injured, we definitely need a linebacker because that's the problem with Kenneth Murray Jr. in his young career is that injury bug keeps biting him in the butt. So I like that. I like Jeremiah Trotter at the pick 106. Yep, 106. I like that.
I am happy with it. It is a need, and he should see decent amount of playing time. So, I'm about the guy. Round 5, pick number 146. This I did something a little crazy here. I went not crazy if you get Joe Alt. I took wide receivers Aeneas Smith out of Texas A&M. I like him. He is a dangerous, once properly trained wide receiver in the NFL is how I feel about that. He wasn't like a big star at Texas A&M, but when his number was called, he was ready to deliver, and that's such a good aspect to have. And I just feel, his 40 time, 4.51 seconds. I think this guy can be trained up. But like when you start getting into the round 5, 6, and 7, these are guys who just needed some work to try to get in shape. And I think that's a good wide receiver project. Maybe he'll turn out like NWI, or maybe he'll turn out to be something much more. And I feel like this is a good project to make because if his number's called, he's going to perform. That's how I see it. That's a little selfish for me because I watched him in the SEC last year.
I don't hate it. We definitely need a wide receiver. Like I said, Burks and Phillips, you don't trust them as far as you could throw them type situations. If I had another wide receiver name on my list, I'll probably choose somebody different. But with that, I will agree. He's not, I think we definitely need a speedster. A lot of teams like speed. We got Calvin Ridley, but, like I said, Burks and Phillips, these guys can't stay healthy. So we definitely need some speed. I'll take any receiver at this time, whether it's – I know there's a lot of lad McCorkey from Georgia, but I don't think he'll be there. So I mean, I'm gonna go with something different. I'll choose a wide receiver if I can pronounce his name right. Jamari Thrash from Louisville. I'll go with him.
That's not a bad pick. I looked at him. First of all, it's an excellent last name.
Right.
Yeah, Thrash. That's going on a t-shirt. Louisville never gets a lot of love that they should. But once again, like Aeneas Smith out of or maybe it's Anias. I can never say his name right.
Yeah.
A&M, it's a project either way you look at it. Like, you're going to have to work with it. Hopefully he can get on special teams. And maybe he's a kick returner for all we know. But I would.
And there's Javon Baker from Central Florida. He's another good cat. Has like a kind of a Calvin Ridley type deal there. So I mean, there's some good names there. But
hey, why does he Florida dangerous men?
Right.
They're crazy down there. Round 6, pick 182. I went defensive line here. Again, they need depth there. And I went with defensive lineman McKinley Jackson. Let me open up his file real quick. Make sure I got everything square. Let me see.
I got D-line too, buddy. That's what I got.
Okay, well,
somebody different. Somebody different, but I got defensive tackle.
Yeah, this is another. Yeah, see, my selfishness shows again as he is also from Texas A&M. This guy, I feel he's very unpolished, but I feel like the motor skills he has, like the just constant drive to sack the quarterback. My first defensive lineman is really good at stopping the run. This guy goes after quarterbacks. Now, he's like you said, round 5, 6, and 7s. They're projects. They need work.
Yeah.
And but I believe that you could try to get something out of him. It doesn't help either that I'm stuck here wondering what this defense is going to look like, what the philosophy is. We don't really have a clue. But I do know you have holes in your defensive line, and this guy could try to take some pressure off that depth there. That's how I see it.
Maybe a safety. And we're going to need a safety at some point if we don't get one in free agency. I got Jordan Jefferson from LSU, if he makes it that far down. It's so tough to pick these draft picks in later rounds, but I like Jordan Jefferson for LSU. Like I said, we need somebody there to help. I mean, we got, what's his name, Joseph Day. We got Jeffrey Simmons. But, we need somebody young and fresh in there. Jeffrey Simmons I think he's a great man. I think he can be a great mentor and a great leader. He's definitely one of the best leaders on the defense. So it'd be nice having a big defensive tackle in there, throw some weight around, get to the running backs. That's how guys. I mean, I like Tier Tart. I mean, I know he's a little weird, but he did make some good plays at times. So I can't knock him. I think he did good. But I'm going to go with Jordan Jefferson, LSU.
You went weird?
Well, he just had some personality. I don't know. He just has a weird mindset and stuff from what I heard. But he made some good plays, and he was a big boy.
Right.
Not Jeffrey Simmons big, but he was he was a big boy.
Right. No, I'm with you.
I like his name. He was Tart.
We're going to go ahead and pick our 2 round 7s together here. I think one of these are going to be gone because they're going to trade it away somewhere. But I have tight end, Southern Utah's very own tight end, Tanner McLaughlin. I wasn't feeling great. I still don't. But he has 79 receptions, which broke Ron Gronkowski's record for receptions. That makes you raise an eyebrow.
That's good.
Yeah, I mean, he's mostly would be depth probably because I think you usually carry 3, I think, and he would make number 3.
Yep.
I imagine you probably put him out there to block a couple of times so he can get his feet wet. So I have tight end Tanner McLaughlin, and then I couldn't help myself. I saw this name and I couldn't help myself, Brad.
Uh-oh.
Running back Frank Gore Jr. I know I'm a sad man. I'm a sick, sad man. But I mean, come on, Southern Miss.
Well, I mean, it's not bad because his dad's a beast. So, and plus, I mean, this is what makes me nervous. Sorry to cut you off too.
You're fine.
Tony Pollard was not great when he became the number one option in Dallas. He wasn't able to do what Ezekiel Elliott did. So it's good that he came here and we have, a great running back. So, but we need 3 running backs. So, round 7, if he's still there, why not? That's a good pick. Nothing wrong with that.
I just figured we need at least, because you've got 2 guys that will run around and catch the ball and get speed on the outside if you need to. Now you've got a hammer in Frank Gore Jr. So I that's how I see it. You just got a useful hammer there. Maybe now, granted, you probably are not going to see the field very much, but who knows? Really,
right.
He's one of the best ever. Who knows? But that was more of a selfish pick for me. I'm like, oh, if he's anything like he's dead, we're in business. Like, I'm a sad man.
True.
But that what did you have for the pick 7s, the round 7s?
So I agree with the tight end. I'm going a different tight end. I'm going to pick Tip Riemann from Illinois. He's known for his blocking. Yeah, Tip. I can't pronounce his Tip Riemann, something like that. Whatever you pronounce it. Illinois tight end. Not bad guy, Big Ten guy. Good guy, but we'll see. Not much on him, unfortunately. This one, on my last pick, I was thinking CB, but I'm like, you know what? Why not get another? Could be another defensive tackle, maybe. Could be another offensive tackle. But with my last pick, I'm going to go with Frank Crum from Wyoming, offensive tackle.
Like Frank Gore Jr.? Oh.
No, I think. There's nothing wrong with Frank Gore Jr. We could definitely draft another running back, but with offensive line troubles that we've had, why not draft another one? So
right,
it's a late pick, but this is a draft. The Titans could draft 7 offensive linemen. They could not 7. My fault. 3 offensive linemen. They could draft 2 offensive linemen. I know this. I know. It's gonna be so fun. I can't wait to draft day. It sucks that's. 9 days away ain't far, but it feels like it is.
It's so far away.
I get to wear my Titan shorts, my Titan jersey, my Titan hat, scream at the TV. I will say this.
I continue to Photoshop you. That's all I got to say.
I would never boo my draft pick because I do think we might draft a safety at some point. I didn't pick one out because there's no safety that kind of stands out to me. Plus,
I didn't pick one either. I felt like I should, but I didn't.
I think if we had a 3rd round pick, we would have drafted a safety. If we get a 3rd round draft pick, that's where Kevin Byard came in. But,
right.
I like Malik Hooker. Just once again, need to stay healthy. It's that injury bug that kills us. But, CBs, I think CBs were good. Defensive line, we need to fill a few more holes. Linebacker, we just need to fill 1 slot, all depending how Otis Reese develop. But I love our secondary besides 1 safety spot. And then I don't know what Ryan Carthorne's thinking, though. Is it all line? Is it receiver with that 7th pick? Does he trade back? No. I just know this. Ryan Carthorne is definitely killing John Robinson. He's blowing him out of the water right now.
Yeah, and now all it has to do is work. That's what it's going to come to. It's just got to work. It's just got to work. Well, that was a fun mock draft that's coming up. We will do I'm going to do my best to get back here on time Sunday. I'll be driving back. like Cruella de Vil and 101 Dalmatians, like to get back home to Tennessee. But we'll see where we stand for that.
How far a drive is it?
Well, I'm going to 5 hours in Waynestown, Indiana, where my wife's cousin is, and
nice.
So I spend the night there, and then we get into his car, and then we drive 5 more hours to Detroit. So that's nice little breakup there. But so like Sunday when we leave in the wee hours of the morning, I'm literally hopping in my car and heading back home because I do not want to stay away from my kids that much longer.
Right.
So, or my wife.
Well, I was born and raised in Toledo. I was like literally an hour from Detroit. Right now, I'm probably about an hour 30, hour 40. I'm not that far.
Boo.
But I just,
just drive up to the draft, Brad. Just make the sporadic decision. She'll understand. Everything will be fine. Everything will be fine.
But I'm going to say shout out to Detroit Lions for the awesome black jerseys. I'm glad they brought those back. Those look nice.
Are so sharp.
They are.
Anyway, we're going to get out of here. What's up?
Lions need a quarterback, too. They got to draft a quarterback. Jared Goff's not getting any younger.
Oh, yeah. They at least have to start having the conversation. Like, maybe you need to see where what's his name is. They drafted him. He's from Tennessee. I can't remember his name.
Joe Milton? I'm not Joe Milton. Is it Milton?
No. It's not Milton. It's the guy who was before him who did really well. Gosh darn, that's going to bother me. He has torn
I know.
It's going to haunt me. I'm going to lose my fan card because I cannot remember. I also have work here in the morning, so I'm like, Anyway, thank you all for watching. You can catch me tomorrow night on the LTS show, and then the wrestling show on Tuesday. And Bradley gets to sit there with his face mask on and wait patiently for me to send him a link to the show for Sunday. We like the traffic. It's good to have viewership on Sunday, which is fantastic. But yeah, that's it for us tonight. That was our mock draft special. Next time we'll be talking to you, we'll get to talk about the draft. And how awesome is that? Like every other show and podcast, we're going to be talking about the draft too. But hey, if it's Titans news, we're going to talk about it. That's how we roll. So for Sam, a.k.a. Mr. First Down, the great Bradley Mangold, we will see you next Sunday on the Let's Talk Sports Network.
Thanks so much for joining us, and until next time, let's talk sport, fans. Thanks for watching.